yeah, you can say that's a modern language, but because it's recently launched by Microsoft. So, which ID to use for C sharp? So this is a good question, and from the very start, the mono develop is the ID which was which was developed by the which was developed for the Xamarin, and later on the Unity moved towards the Visual Studio part, and almost everyone using Unity now codes in Visual Studio. And another thing is that if you don't have any if you don't have storage options, for example you are using a Mac of 128 GB, then you can also use Visual Studio Code, which is much lightweight in size as compared to Visual Studio. And if we talk about enterprise level applications, for that you can use JetBrains Rider. That's a very powerful IDE to use for the C sharp language. And let's move to another slide. So this slide shows that which AR SDKs are there to use. So first of all, the very basic one is the Vuforia. And if you are starting in AR, that Vuforia is very great SDK to begin with. And that's a paid SDK, not an open sourced one. But still, that's recommended if you are a beginner. And the talking about AR Core, that is developed by Google itself, and it's totally free and totally open sourced and available on GitHub as well. And you can start contributing to its repository as well. And talking about ARKit, that's the competitor of AR Core and developed by Apple. And again, that's not open source at all, and not free. Even it's having a great restriction that you need to buy a Mac, you can say MacBook or iMac to run this ARKit. And just to test the ARKit, you also need to buy one iPhone. That's a great restriction by Apple. You cannot build your ARKit applications into an Android phone. So yeah. So talking about Wikiroot, that's a great enterprise level SDK that is used by many companies, many big companies, and having a great UI UX. And easy AR is from its name, it's easy, it's quite easy to use. And the AWS Sumerian is quite new in the market, and you can build AR apps over web itself. And obviously it requires AWS credits to it's not free, and it requires AWS credits. And so today we will only talk about the AR Foundation. Though, so what does AR Foundation does is that there were restrictions that you cannot use the Apple SDK in the Mac, in the Windows or Linux PC. So what it does is combining these two SDKs into a one and optimizing it too much so that anyone can use ARKit into Windows and build into Android devices or even web. So that's all. That's why the AR Foundation is founded by Unity. So AR Core, if I talk about AR Core, that's the most revolutionary SDK since it's developed by Google and also the very first in the market. And also that the open source community of AR Core is very active. And if you want to know the code behind the AR, how everything is working, that AR Core is a great way to learn. And if I take any other SDK like ARKit, AR Foundation, or Vuforia, it is using AR Core's library. So that's why this meme is here. And the AR Foundation is the most modern AR SDK. As I told you earlier, that it is consisting of both AR Core and ARKit, and hence this meme. So talking about how AR SDKs work. So um, there are two types of AR. One is marker based and another one is markerless. In the marker based AR, you need to upload a DB to a server, and then it will take place the augmentation part. For example, we take image detection, in which you have to upload some images which you want to detect into your database, and then you can start coding on them, so that whenever you scan the images, you will see the augmentations on them. And virtual button is also part of image detection, and what virtual button does is, instead of having buttons on your phone, the buttons will be used on the actual image that you are carrying in your hand. So that's virtual buttons in AR. So third point is plane detection. And plane detection, in the plane detection, that's markerless here, that does not requires any database to run. And it does not require database because you can scan any plane on the earth using the plane detection algorithms. So fourth one is face detection. That is again not the marker based AR. That is markerless, because you don't need to fetch some database that take this photo and augment something on this. The if I'm making any face detection application, that will work on any face on or all over the world. So fifth one is object detection, and you can scan any object and do the augmentation on it. So these five are the fundamental ones that are there in the AR, and there are much more there which are under development, and also you can say newly released. So if I talk about this plane detection one, how this works. So AR core is having three elements. One is motion tracking, another one is environmental understanding, and third one is light estimation. So the motion tracking, what it does is, if you are augmenting something on any plane or any image, and moving your phone around it, then you will see the augmented object on it, and it will don't move from there, and hence it is called motion tracking. And it's used by the phone sensors that are ambient one, and you can say accelerometer. And talking about the second element, that is environmental understanding, which from which you can detect the flat surfaces, or you can say the faces of people, or any images or any objects that's covered in the environment understanding. And the third one is the light estimation. And light estimation is necessary in AR because, for example, I'm scanning a plane inside my home, and I'm scanning another plane outside my home. And in the both of the planes, the light coming on the surface of the plane are quite different. And if I have taken a database for the, you can say, a plane, that wouldn't be detected. And hence this is the uh, most, you can say, uh, important part of the AI, that you need to detect the light estimation. So if I talk about the hello world in C sharp, that's quite similar to the Java ones. And as you can see, uh, this is the hello world. And if I talk about this static void main string args, that's almost same as in the Java. And we are using class geeks. That's a code from the Geeks of Geeks. And for the print statement, the console load triathlon is used here, and there are two others which we'll discuss later in this PPT. And The console read key is just C in that you are using in your C language. Uh, so these three are the statements that are used to print any statement um, in C sharp. And if you talk about debug.log and print, that are almost same, but the only difference is the print won't work outside Unity. If you are using C sharp script on a web compiler, only debug.log will work and console.writeline will work. Print won't work because that is inherited from the monobehavior class, that is Unity's own class. So these all are the differences between these three commands. So if I write console.writeline hello world and debug.log hello world, and third one is print hello there. So all of them will produce same output in Unity. Okay, I saw that this is hello world and this is hello there. So that's the difference. And let's understand the Unity's interface, and I can show you the Unity pan. So this is how the Unity looks, and uh, let's talk about the components, the windows we use in the Unity. So this is the hierarchy window, and these all are the windows that I'm talking about: hierarchy, project, animation, console, and game, scene, asset store, and inspector, and these four also. So what it all does is project window is having two parts. That is, one is asset folder. In asset folder you can take any script, any sound, any 3D models. Yeah, you can say anything. Even if you are using Unity in your not it shows the all the components which I'm using right now in the scene view. This is the AR session origin, and that will carry these all components, and these all components will be shown in the inspector window. Just like the Raghav's webinar, you have seen that inspector panel, or when you press the F12. Same is here. You can inspect any of the game object here. So if the game object is having this script, and if um, sorry, that will be taken in the another slide. Sorry. So, and this one is the console. For example, I have written a script which debug.log out the position of a player every second. So the position of the player will be consoled out here, frame by frame. And these are the lightning windows. You can change the lightning views, and you can bake lightning lightings, and that's a bit complex topic, and not and let's not discuss here. And this is the services panel, and you won't be required to learn this in the initial phase. And scene, we have taught the scene view as well. So when you are running this scene view, the what the output is coming is will be displayed here in the game window, and you can resize it. as you want. So this is all the Unity's interface. The basic one that you will be requiring while making any augmented reality app. So uh, these all the common terms that are used in Unity that I've talked about, that hierarchy, prefab. Okay, let's talk about the prefab. That's an important one. So let's assume that this is a game object, and these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These 6 components are attached to it. And for example, I want to reuse this game object again in some other scene, or you can say in my code, or you can say anywhere. So what I will do is, let's get to the asset folder. So prefabs. Okay, this is the prefab folder. So what I will do is, um, take this take this game object and drag into my prefab folder. So what, you can see that this will be created as a prefab. For, and even if I use any other scene, I can literally use the same prefab again, and same components will be there for just like I've talked about these 5 scripts. These are here. And again, this is not required twice, so I'm deleting this. So that's all what I'm talking about, the prefab. You can reuse the code. Scene is, you can say that, for example, I'm making an application which is having, you can say, uh, login page, and then there comes an OTP page, and then it comes any disclaimer page, and then the main page. So these all pages are covered in the scenes part. If I have to make this login page, I have to create a different scene for that, and for OTP page I have to create different scene for that, and all of them are linked together. So game objects I've told you earlier, and assets also, inspector window as well, and console window as well, game window. Okay, toolbar is remaining. So toolbar is what, you can see. Uh, so currently it's on the move tool, and I can move anything from, like this. Just drag drop, and you can change its position. So this is the one of the tools, and another are rotate, scale, and rack tool is different, something different, that you can scale by choosing the endpoints. And this is the combined one. All of the move tool, rotate, and scale are all in this. And this is the hand tool, and which you can uh, use to change the view. So that's the toolbar here. This one is toolbar. So now let's talk about the open source repositories, which I earlier talked about. So just a minute. So this one is the the main repository for AR Foundation samples, and just giving you the link here in the Meet chat box. So this repository is carrying all of the scenes that you will ever require to make any and augmented reality application. So let's talk about its content. So samples here are consisting of simple AR scene, and what it does is this scans a plane, and then whenever you touch the screen, and was a simple cube will be augmented on the plane, as you can see here. And let's talk about anchors. So anchor is a different, slightly advanced topic. I won't be discussing much about it here. And what it does simply is, for example, I'm scanning my surroundings, and I want to see the same thing once again whenever I log in into my phone. So I will use anchors to save all the data that I have currently scanned on the plane, and that can be used on cloud as well. And there are services like Azure and Google Cloud for that. So again, that's an advanced topic, and won't be discussing much about it here. So feathered planes are simply just scanning the plane and creating a mesh all over on the top of it, which is feathered. So this scene is what it's doing. So another repository. Okay, so this is a great guy. This is a great guy explaining all the AI Foundation scenes in the YouTube videos. You can see whole playlist here, and you can find any AR scene. He will explain it to all to you. So giving the link to here. So here's the repository by him. So this is the AI Foundation face tracking, and you can generate any type of mask, and you can see that's very cool one. And this scene is the people occlusion that occludes your hand, or you can say even foot, according to a background, and that's called occlusion. Again, this one example. And body tracking parts, and body tracking consists of 2D and 3D part, and here it's using the fire particles. And this is offset options. Whenever you use this scene, you will be given the offsets for the hands, you can say elbows and wrist, and the shoulder. All of the offsets will be given to you by the API. And this one is the 3D body tracking, but no hands in this. And if you are talk about hands, here it is. So this one is the image tracking, which is the most simple thing in AR, which you can make with the Vuforia SDK as well. And literally, if you want to start with, there is no code in it. Uh, there is no code required in this. So this one is multiple image tracking. And this one is a very cool project, that is AR measuring tape, that you can use to calculate the distance between 2 points in your home, or you can say any plane, and the distance is quite accurate. And this is a simple one, just only selecting the objects. And he has created one TV, you can say AR TV, that he can place on his wall and play any video on it. And this is the basic one. Okay, here comes the thing of AR which is most commonly used, that is the plane tracking, and using any 3D model on over it. And what he's doing here is disabling the shadows and uh, using the light estimation API of AR core. It's nothing but bounding area selection only. And this code for the rotation selection and the scaling one are present in the AR foundation, but are not required for that, because there is one library called Lean Touch which are doing all this stuff, and it's pretty easy to use. So you can use the Lean Touch only. And here is the eye tracking one. If I talk about the face tracking, it also gives me offset positions, or you can say coordinates for my eyes, my um, ears, nose, and mouth. And you can augment anything on any particular face organ. So this one just does nothing, but just automatically augments the cube without scanning the plane first, and then scan the plane. So let's get to another repository. So sorry, not this one. Okay, so this one is a pretty good project to start with in AR, which is what it does is you have to scan the you can see the one printed on the page, and this is the two printed on the page, and if you bring them closer, then it will be showing the some of them. So like this. And below are the required you can say UX for making any augmented reality application. So explaining this here, for example, I'm moving my device very fastly, so it will show move device slowly, and if I have scanned the plane, and it will say tap to place here, AR, and then the cube is the sphere is here, and nothing much, only UX UI here. So first of all, uh, how many of you are having the knowledge of C sharp? Just a random question. I'm putting down a link here which shows which teaches us all of the thing in regarding the C sharp, and this is the Bracky's YouTube channel, and much required for beginning with the Unity and or you can say AR. So that's much required. So that's all from my side, and that's my social media. You can take a screenshot, or you can uh, I can give you the links as well if you want. So Shivai, let's conclude. Shivai, Shivai, are you there?
I don't think so. Maybe he has skipped the session, or maybe he is busy.
Right. So let's conclude. Stop recording, man. I guess yes, it's live. You can just leave the meat and सिमर म्यूट करियो. हाँ, रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ. हाँ हाँ, कर ऑन कर.
क्या चल रहा है ये? वो तो मैं कुछ और बोलने वाला था।
अ, इसमें से तू कौन कौन है?
भाई देख, फुजैल, शिवाय, राघव और अपने आप को हटा दे, बाकी सारे मेरे ही है।
हाँ, वो तो मैं दिख गया था. मैंने बीच में देखा ये क्या हो गया. तो देख अभी लाइव है बट लास्ट में काट देंगे ऐसा है.
कोई नहीं।
हम्म. फुजैल कुछ बोलना चाहेगा?
हेलो चैनल, वेलकम बैक टू माय गाइस।
जेल.
कोई नहीं।
लीव करें क्या?
ऑब्वियसली मैं जा रहा हूँ मैं।
शिवा आके देखेगा ये क्या हो गया, ये तो बंद भी हो गया.
इसको कॉल, भाई भाई को कॉल करो।
ठीक है चलो, लीव कर रहा हूँ. ओए.
खत्म हो गया.
हाँ.
हेलो.
मीठा क्या?